How are we? And welcome back to another build showcase video here on my channel. Been away for a little bit, sort of just sorting some stuff out, trying to play around with some builds, play around with some video ideas. But while I'm working on all that, we got this build right here. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this isn't a very serious build. Like, I do not expect anybody to start running this. By the time I finish this video, I don't expect nobody to be running this. But I like running it because I think it's funny. So, without further ado, let's get into today's build video, which is going to be on my build, Battle Taxi. Now, for those of you who are in the know, you'll know that means we're using Spatial today. Spatial did, as of a recent update with the cooking update, cooking magic. Please pray for me in RNG and luck. I cannot for the life of me get it. So if everyone could just like do a little prayer for me tonight so I can get cooking magic, man, that'd be great. But yeah, RNG still fisting me well and truly, so I cannot be making a video on that however much I would like to be. So instead, we're making one on Spatial. Like I said, Spatial got a new move, being Spatial Rapture. All I'm going to say, retarded. The amount of damage it does, retarded. It should not be doing that amount of damage at all. But it does. So we're going to be looking at that today. Alongside Spatial, we're running Mahari and Monstrous Reserves. Not even going to go into those these times. You know why I'm running them. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump on into the game, and I'll try and explain this absolute bogglety build. Okay, so getting into this build. This build is one that I've kind of just been using because I recently got Spatial, before the move, I should say. And I was kind of just having a lot of fun just like using it, because I got Spatial Barrage up to max Clovers. And Doorway. Don't ask why I got Doorway to max Clovers. I don't think it does anything. I just did anyway. But I recently got that to max Clovers. And then I got Spatial Barrage to max Clovers at the same time. And I was actually having a lot of fun just using it to deal damage. Like, it's very clearly, Spatial is very clearly not a damaging magic. Like, it's utility. It's transport. It's the reason I called this build Battle Taxi, because that's what you are. You are a taxi. You are to get people from point A to point B, but you can also deal a lot of damage now. So, with that out of the way, let's get into exactly how we're going to be dealing all this damage. And I'll be honest with you, it's very, very simple. All you need to deal a lot of damage with Spatial is a whole lot of int and gold clovers. That's it. It's really, really simple. Basically, Spatial Barrage and Spatial Rapture, both they both deal a lot of damage, or they scale very highly with your clovers. Hello, editing head here. Basically, I'm interjecting here because I fucked up. I misexplained how clover scaling works for Spatial. Essentially, how it works is it will increase the amount of projectiles that come out of the move on Barrage, and it will speed up the projectiles with Rapture, therefore making them deal more damage. I completely messed this up during this video. I genuinely do not know how I managed to do that, but I did. So yeah, I'm just clearing that up here. I'd like to point out that it also only costs 150 mana to cost, which, okay, or sorry, to cast I should say, which, okay, still is a lot because these two moves don't have very long cooldowns, as I'll just show you now. If I just use thingy, that's about 16 seconds on max Clovers, and then Rapture is about 30 seconds on max Clovers, Rapture being this move, if you haven't seen it before. Okay, it's not very well showcased here, but you see like the meteors from the Clover Capital raid, they come raining down, boom. You know, that being that move. With a 15 and a 30 second cooldown, if you cast Rapture, start doing some M1s, once you see that cooldown get to 15, cast Spatial Barrage, start doing some M1s, you can basically just cycle it like that. You can basically just cycle the moves. or, you know, use Barrage and Rapture, then use Barrage, then use Barrage and Rapture, then use Barrage. You can kind of cycle it like that if you want. You can really, like, output some incredible DPS. It's actually nuts. It is actually completely nuts. I still can't believe that number. I couldn't believe it, because I literally last night grinded up for this to get max Clovers. And I didn't do any DPS testing because I had to go to bed. You know, I had to go to work and all that. So I thought I'll leave it for tomorrow. Tested it this morning. I was absolutely gobsmacked with the amount of damage that stupid move does. Which is well and truly the only reason I'm making this build. Because you can actually, like, you can rival a lot of high level magics now with Spatial. So long as you have max Clovers, like, this kind of damage rivals that of Four Leaf Flame. It rivals that of Four Leaf Void. You're using 2 moves. Like, it's ridiculous. It's like Void. It's literally like Void, but you're more RNG dependent. Which I will say is the one downside about Spatial, is, if you've noticed, both of the moves, both Spatial Barrage, kind of random projectiles, and then Spatial Rapture, again, random projectiles. You don't get to control where these go. My mouse being somewhere doesn't mean it's going to go that place, as you can see there. You know, I'm aiming over here. One went there. But it doesn't aim it. You can't control it. So the only thing being that you're basically gambling that you're going to hit. If you hit, you deal such a ridiculous amount of damage, it's not even funny. It's honestly not even funny. It's dumb. Obviously, that's the damage part of it. The other nice part about being Spatial is you get this room, being the Spatial Laboratory. If you use Spatial Doorway and then press your right mouse button, not your left, that brings up the teleport. If you press your right mouse button, once you press 1 and then right mouse button, it'll open the portal for it. Obviously, I'm inside here, so it won't open the portal. But you get this nice little room. Not very much you can do in here. You can sit down by the fire if you really want to. You know, it's quite cozy. But the real thing is this lets you craft potions and some special potions too. At a reduced cost. Minor mana potions can be crafted for a whole 8 gold, which I think is quite funny. You also craft Supremes and Berserker's Banes, which Berserker Bane applies bleeding effects to you but enrages you, which is the same buff that I think it's Power of Friendship gives you. Same buff. Or Kinthari. I think Kinthari also gives that buff. Not too sure. But you can also craft Supremes, which heal you for 75% of your maximum HP, which is also really nice. And then on top of all that, on top of dealing massive damage and being able to craft potions at a reduced rate, being able to help your friends craft them at a reduced rate, you can also then use it to teleport wherever you damn well please. Also being that you can go to the Holy Grail of Artemis's Tower, meaning you don't have to do that stupid mini game every time you want to get up there. People will love you for that one. You even go to the Stone Guardian's Labyrinth. You can teleport to Grimoire Gauntlet. You can teleport to Town. You can teleport to the Well, Timeston, the start of Clover Capital, and Clover Castle. There's so many nice places you can go with teleport. It just really, really helps. You know, especially for people like me. If you're someone like me and you like to just rock up into a random public and help randoms, help new players, explain the basics of the game, all that kind of jazz. If you like doing that, Spatial is going to be your best friend. It is genuinely the most fun I've had using a magic and then also being able to help other people with said magic. But yeah, anyway, with that out of the way, the race we're using for this build, Mahari. Mahari, I use it for pretty much fucking everything at this point. It's just really, really nice. It gives you 25% more mana, which, although I know I said that the moves don't cost that much to cast, they all cost 150 per cast. So if you're kind of cycling them, as I was telling you to cycle them, like I've only got 2009 mana. You can get more mana if you want to put more con in. I just don't want to. So with the way I run the build, I like to run more int for damage and then run race and trait for mana, which I'm sure, as you know, all of you know, you're going to know exactly what my trait's going to be for this. But yeah, I like to run it like that. You can run it other ways, but I like to run it like that, meaning that I'm going to run Mahari because it is the highest mana boost I think you can get. Being 25, I don't even think reworked Starborn gives you more than that. I think it's still like 20%, which is crazy considering the fact that it's supposed to be like the magic race, and it still gives you less mana than fucking Mahari. But there you go. Anyway, as usual, it gives you adaptive resistance, which, again, to explain how it works, you get hit, it will spin, you get hit, it will spin twice, it will adapt to that damage type, making it deal half damage of that damage type for 120 seconds. Same with status effects. You get hit by the status effect, it will spin twice, give you resistance to that status effect. Then also it will have the offensive, which allows you to bypass damage reduction on certain enemies, such as Anubis, such as Scorpions, such as, I mean, I think even Venom has like damage reduction of some description. But yeah, it just lets you do stuff like that, basically. Really nice to also have. And then on top of that, 25% mana, which is what I want it for, really. But the survivability is also nice, being that I don't have a lot of HP here, as you can see. Next up, trait, Monstrous Reserves. Again, it's the reason I'm doing it this way is because I like to just be able to have a lot of mana and be able to know I'm going to have a lot of mana. Like, if you want to focus more into damage with this, you could 100% run Mystical Eyes and deal more damage by doing the crit hit every so often. I just don't think it needs it. Like, it really just doesn't. If you really want to like crank out some high DPS numbers, go for it. Like, if a Rapture hits and it crits, I dread to think how much damage it's going to do. But like, yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm just like, can I be bothered to run? Well, in fact, I don't have Mystical Eyes still, so I still can't run it. But if you want to deal damage, run Mystical Eyes. If you don't, run what I'm running, and run Monstrous Reserves, so that you constantly have mana and that you can, you know, cycle these moves nice and easy. Don't have to do much, you know, kind of really thinking about your build. All you got to do is use Spatial Barrage, use Rapture, use Spatial Barrage, use Rapture. Oh, someone wants to go get a quest, Dimensional Doorway, teleport them to town or whatever you like. You know, it allows you to just use your moves freely without having to actually worry about having a lot of con, which is what I like to do. So, yeah, that's the reason I'm running Monstrous Reserves. Moving now into stat distribution and armor. Stat distribution wise, like I've been saying, heavy amount of int. 275 in int, 149 in con. And very annoying that I don't have one more point, so I could have 150 con, 275 in. It's whatever, I don't mind. But yeah, this is what I like to run. It's just so that you can deal more damage with Spatial. And also because I don't have Mystical Eyes. Maybe I would run more con if I did, but I don't. So this is the way we're running it. I like to run it like this just because, you know, I think, I don't know what the mana cap is. I really don't. Like, I genuinely have no idea what the mana cap is. I've tried asking, no one really seems to know, so I've just done that. I saw like one person say they're using 275 for Flame 4-leaf a while back, and I've just stuck with it since. Like, it's just a nice number, and it means that I have then a nice number to put on con as well. So that's why I run it. Obviously you get the Arcanist thing, which makes you deal more damage when you're under a certain amount of mana, which is also nice because you're going to get there with this build. It will let you make use of Arcane Insight, which is good. And then on accessories, basically just pure con with some int sprinkled in, as you can see there. But yeah, that's how I like to run it. I like to get most of my con out of my accessories, and then just all my points end up going into int. I am also a devil user, but my devil is poo, so I hardly ever use it. So don't worry too much about being a devil user. I hardly use it. You probably won't have to use it either. With that out of the way, I'm going to head over to Ogres, and I'm going to show you just how bad, just how good this build is. Alright, so here we are, over at the old Ogre Boga Double Troger. That made no sense, ignore me. well, this is quite nice. We've got a non-corrupted and a non-corrupted and a corrupted one, so I can show you the kind of DPS values on both. But yeah, essentially the way you're going to play this build is someone asks you to go to Artemis Tower. You could be like, oh yeah man, no problem. Let me just teleport you to Artemis Tower. Boom. Teleport them up there like this. Boom. Here we go. I'm up there. Crazy. There we go. Look at that. I'm here. You can do Orion for the quest. I'm pretty sure quest is still broken. No offense, Fabio. You've added more content but haven't fixed the story. This is assuming that it's still broken. I don't know. I haven't done the quest. Haven't tried it since. I'm hoping it's fixed. If it isn't, bad Fabio. Fix the quest. Don't neglect the story quest just because you want to add more magic. Anyway, but yeah, then you can teleport wherever else you like. Let's go. I'll go back to my ogres. I'm going to go back to Clover Capital entrance. You know, teleport down here. Boom, into Clover Capital entrance. Jump out here. Fly my way on back out to ogres. They're right there. Lovely job. You know, let you have that transport. Or, you know, maybe someone wants to use your laboratory. You just use Dimensional Doorway. Press your right click or your M2. Whatever you want to call it. Come on in here. Boom, you're in here. You can craft your potions, whatever you want to call it. You know, you do all your shit. No one cares. Get out here. Now, you're now having to fight something. Spatial has got you covered. It will deal a lot of damage. Highly recommend that if you're going to do damage, that you kind of use Barrage as a shield breaker. Or, sorry, not Barrage as a shield breaker. Use Barrage as your like main DPS kind of spell. And then use Rapture as a way to break shield. Because it does a lot of damage. So, if I cast Rapture here, you'll see what I mean. And you'll just see these damage values coming off. And they are ridiculous. Yeah, and it's dead. Yeah, and he's dead. He's dead. That's it, he's dead. Why? Why does Spatial do this much damage? Why does it do this much damage? It should not do this much damage. I'm not complaining, but what the fuck? Like, this is actually ridiculous. Also, I'm not sure. Was my damage calculation off? It may have been off. Let me check. Let me check here. I need to watch my DPS meter. 410. Okay, I don't know where the hell I got fucking 800 from. Okay, I'm wildin'. That must have hit on 2 enemies or something when I was testing that. Christ. Okay, 410. Still very, very respectable. Very, very respectable amount of damage for that to be doing. Considering the fact that this is a transport magic and not a DPS magic. But yeah, you'll see. You just boom, boom, boom. Look at that. Extremely good damage for it being, well, like I said, a transport magic. There is no way in hell that Fabio added these moves and thought, yes, there's going to be someone out here that's going to be trying to use Spatial to fight things. But lo and behold, here I am, using this stupid fucking build. Honestly, it's really not that difficult to wrap your head around. You know, you can use Spatial Barrage more than I'm using it. I just, for whatever reason, I'm really stingy with it. I find that I'm like that with a lot of magics. Like, I won't use their moves. I'll always save them, even though I really don't need to. But there you go. Boom, boom. Drop him like that. And just like a sack of potatoes, he's been dropped right on his head. Yeah, as you can see, that's pretty much it. There's not really much to go over here. I mean, I'm using a staff for obvious reasons because I'm running so much in. But, you know, other than that, there's really not much to go over in terms of showcasing the build. You've got survivability from Mahari. You've got pretty nutty DPS from Spatial. You've got mana regen and, you know, all that kind of nice jazz from Monstrous Reserves. You can swap it out for Mystical Eyes if you feel like you want to run more damage. You can do so. Same with Mahari. If you want to run more damage, run High Elf or something. Or Solian, whatever you want to run. But, yeah. That's pretty much it for the build. I apologise for not making many videos at the moment. Unfortunately, I won't lie, a lot of my want to make these videos is entirely based on having new stuff to showcase, on having stuff that people don't already know about to showcase. I want to make a build video on slime, but slime is so arse, and don't even know when the ability is. that it's kind of just one of those things where I'm like, is there any point? Who is really going to want a slime build video? Let's be honest. Nobody's using slime. So I'm not going to do that. I can't roll ice. I can't roll time. I can't roll light. I can't roll cooking. I'm basically just stuffed. Because there's weighted rates in the game. And, you know, I understand that's the way it is. And, you know, there's not much you could do about it. But it does generally just make it a lot harder to make these videos. Which is why I want to try and make different content, you know, like guide videos and stuff, so I'm not always trying to make builds and all that jazz. So with that being said, if you have anything that you would like me to make a guide on, please put it in the comments below, and I will make a guide on it. Because A, I need video ideas, and B, I can't make many more builds. Like, I have pretty much every magic other than those 4, but trying to make a build with them when they're just so completely like menial or like not good without the 4-leaf variant is kind of soul crushing. Like, I want to make a void build video, but I don't want to do it because I don't have 4-leaf, so I can't fully showcase how the build's gonna go. You know, I don't have mystical eyes, so I can't fully showcase what kind of real DPS value you can get. It's pretty annoying, but you know what? That's fine, because we move anyway. We didn't need mystical eyes for this build. We don't need mystical eyes for any of the other builds, you know? I don't have to run that shit. It is what it is. But yeah, with all that yapping out the way, if you liked the video, please leave a like rating down below. It lets me know that you liked the video and that people are enjoying these silly little build videos I make. If you want me to make a guide or a build, put it in the comments below, and I will try to get round to it, or try to make a build video on it, if the soul-crushing fact that I don't have 4-leaf for it, or I can't roll it, gets me first. Yeah, if the soul-crushing thing doesn't get to me, then I'll get round to it. Also, feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed the content on the channel and would like to see more. Like to see more silly build videos, or you'd like to see more guides, or whatever you want to see. Just, you know, subscribe, and then at least if I do post something, you'll know. You'll know that I've posted, and you'll be able to come and have a little gander at what's going on. But all that out of the way, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.